This book is called Leprechauns Never Lie, and it's written and illustrated by Lorna Balian. So thank you to Lorna for this great book. And reading with us is our very own little leprechaun who would never tell a lie, right? Have we ever met a leprechaun that told a lie? We've read quite a few leprechaun stories. I don't know, sometimes they're a little sneaky. Alright, let's get started. Leprechauns Never Lie. Oh, and they dedicated this book to her grandson with love. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can see this good. Hold on. Alright. There was this old thatched hut nestled in a glen near the river. Ninny, Nanny, and Graham lived together there. Each had only the other and no more. They lived simply on potato soup, and their needs were few. The thatch needed patching. A thatch is a roof. So the roof needed patching, the potatoes needed digging, the firewood needed gathering, and the water barrel needed filling. But Ninny Nanny was lazy, and Graham was ailing, and there was a naught but blathering between them. Graham nagged. Ninny Nanny dawdled, and that was that. The rain came drip-drop through the thatch. The potato sack emptied, the chimney pot grew cold, and there was but a bit of rainwater in the barrel. It came to be there was little to eat, just cold rainwater soup, pure and simple. Oh, let me make sure you guys can see okay. Oh, woe is me! We are starving, moaned Graham. But what am I to do with such a lazy child? Ah, Graham, hush your nagging. I've been thinking to catch a leprechaun. He's bound to tell where he's hidden his gold, and then we'll be rich for life, boasted Ninny Nanny. Is it raving you are, girl? To capture a leprechaun is no easy thing, said Graham. Ah, so I've heard tell, agreed Nanny Ninny, but we could make right use of a treasure, so I'll give it a try. All right, she's going to try to catch a leprechaun. Well, it was as easy as tripping over a log, which is what happened. Ninny Nanny was tramping about, looking every which where for a leprechaun, when she tumbled head over petticoat and fell plunk right on top of one of the wee fairy men. He howled like a banshee and wiggled and waggled, but Ninny Nanny held him firmly by the seat of his breeches, and that was that. Let me go, shrieked the angry leprechaun. Uh-oh, sure and gladly, I'll let you loose, but I'll know first where your treasure is hidden, said Ninny Nanny. Ah, it's under the straw pile, but you've not the wit to find it, grumbled the wee man. Oh, we'll see about that, said Ninny Nanny as she carried him away. Where's she going to take him? Squirming and kicking to show Graham her prize. And wasn't she pleased? They tied him firmly into a potato sack, and Graham watched that he didn't wiggle away. Poor little leprechaun. While Ninny Nanny started pitching straw this way and that. Sure, and it was witless and lazy she is, hissed the leprechaun to Graham. She'll find no treasure in this mess she's making. Let's see what's going to happen next. I heard that, and you'll not fool me, leprechaun, said Ninny Nanny, and she lifted the straw gently, searched through it bit by bit, and carried it up to the roof out of the way. Let's see. Sure. Oh, hold on. Oops. Sure, and the whole of the straw pile was upon the roof, and not a mite of gold to be found. And that was that. 'Tis a liar you are, leprechaun, bawled Ninny Nanny. Ah, a liar I am not. Hidden under the straw it was. But I just now recall that the mice were nosying about, so I moved it under the big oak tree and covered it with branches, said the leprechaun. There's the leprechaun. Stack the branches here by the door, Ninny Nanny, said Graham. I'll sort through them for any stray coins. Ninny Nanny carried and stacked the branches. Graham examined every stick, and the leprechaun scowled. Ninny Nanny raked up the last few twigs and found no speck of treasure under the tree. And that was that. "He's lying again, Graham," howled Ninny Nanny. "Ah, a liar I'm not. Hidden under the tree it was, but I remember now that I moved it to a safer place," mumbled the leprechaun. Look, he's cuddled up with the cat. He keeps moving his treasure. "Speak up and tell me where you've hidden the gold," demanded Ninny Nanny, shaking him till his wee little head wobbled. "The river," squawked the leprechaun. "I put it under the river." "Sure, and I'm not believing that. How did you get it under the river?" "Let's see." "And how am I to get it out?" asked Ninny Nanny. "I've told you where, but I'll not tell you how," grumbled the leprechaun. Ninny Nanny got the bucket and started to bail out the river. She was tossing water onto the riverbank at a furious rate. She's not happy. "You witless, you girl," laughed the leprechaun. "Can't you see all that water sliding back where it came from?" So she's throwing the water and it's just going back into the river. And he was right, of course. So Ninny Nanny emptied her bucket into the water barrel till the barrel was full to overflowing, but the river was as deep as before, and that was that. Oh, he is such a trickster. "Sure, and you are a liar, leprechaun," wailed Ninny Nanny. "And 'tis throwing you into the river I am." "Don't be hasty, girl," begged the leprechaun. "A liar I'm not, just forgetful at times. I remember clearly now. I buried my treasure in your very own potato patch." Oh my goodness. This leprechaun is taking her all over the place, isn't he? Alright, let's see. Let me make sure this is good for you guys. "I'm not believing you, leprechaun. This is another lie you're telling me," said Ninny Nanny. "Then it is foolish you are, girl," said the wee man, "for leprechauns never lie." "Ah, I've heard tell. They're bound by fairy law to tell the truth," said Graham. "Ah, I'll believe that when I see it," grumbled Ninny Nanny as she went to fetch the spade. The spade is the shovel. Ninny Nanny dug and grubbed about it in the potato patch. Graham smiled to see all the potatoes scattered about. The leprechaun scowled. So he's watching again. I think he's going to change his mind. What do you guys think? Let's see. Ninny Nanny dug the potato patch wide and deep, uprooting all but one of the potato plants. Sure, and all she had to show for her efforts was a hole in the garden and a heap of potatoes, and that was that. She threw down the spade in disgust. "I've had enough digging, and I've had enough of lying leprechauns," bawled Ninny Nanny. "Let him loose, Graham, for we'll be needing that sack of potatoes." Oops. So Graham untied the sack, and whisk, like a shooting star in the night, the wee man vanished. Ninny Nanny and Graham souped on good, hot, hearty soup, and then fell soundly asleep in their warm, dry hut. It's them in bed. While out in the potato patch, the wee leprechaun was busily digging up the last potato plant. He carefully lifted out his pot of gold, muttering, "Aye, leprechauns never lie," as he trotted off to find a safer hiding place. And that was that. So what did we have there? Did we have a forgetful leprechaun? She got so tired from digging she missed the last plant. What happened there? Was he telling the truth, or was he being a little tricky? I hope you liked Leprechauns Never Lie. Come back and read soon. Bye.